Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. Just kidding. Hey everybody, it's Pooka, and welcome to another game I played on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. As you can see from my mulligans, I'm using quite an interesting deck. I'm going up against a player named Xenophan, and yes, I will be using a deck with Beartic. Now, you might be wondering what in the world is this nonsense, and that's probably a good way to describe the deck. It is a lot of nonsense. As we can see, I'm starting with a Cubchoo and a normal Keldeo. It's not an EX. So this deck is basically just meant to throw your opponent off, use all sorts of wacky stuff, and see if you can come out on top. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but what I found is this deck somehow always provides entertaining games. So here is one of them. As we can see, my opponent is starting with a Darkrai and drops down the dreaded Verbank City Gym, my least favorite card to see on the first turn of the game. And that's going to make it so that Poison always does 30 in between turns. Hypnotoxic Laser is a big pain in, speak of the devil. One Hypnotoxic Laser, and as we can see, my hand is dreadful. I don't have a supporter. I have a Chorus Machine, which I can't even use because I don't even have any Plasma Pokemon I play. And, yeah. I draw a Plus Power, which is one of the random cards in my deck that I run. So I'm going to discard my Plus Power, and I could discard Chorus Machine or a Catcher here, it doesn't really matter. I could discard any of these cards, honestly. I tend to try to save the Plasma Energy because I do play one Lugia EX that I use at the end of the game to try to clean up. But, yeah, I'm just going to search through my deck here, and you can see there's all sorts of wacky stuff. You see a Scramble Switch, a Laser, a Giant Cape, a Manaphy, and you know what? I am taking the Manaphy. Reason being, it has that ability Final Wish, that when it gets knocked out, you get to search your deck for any card and put it into your hand. But yeah, pretty uneventful first turn. Darkrai is a scary Pokemon, and honestly, I feel like Beartic, the Plasma one, has some potential, but Laser kind of shot it down. Literally, shot it down. You know, I feel like Beartic had a good amount of hit points, had 130, some solid attacks. It would actually be pretty solid against Darkrai decks if that Laser didn't exist, but it does. So it's going to struggle to do well in this format, but it's still a fun deck to play. And my opponent Skyla's for an N, it looked like. Puts a second energy on his Darkrai and then passes and laughs as my Cubchoo got knocked out by an item card. And what am I supposed to do here, guys? I don't even know. I draw an Ultra Ball. I decide to just attach to that Keldeo and pass. And I'm hoping my opponent will end me, or maybe my opponent will Night Spirit and knock out the Manaphy. Either way, I get to draw a new hand because I get to use Final Wish when Manaphy gets knocked out, search for any card I want, and then go from there. So he attaches a third energy and a Dark Claw. Ugh. If he has a catcher, he can catcher up the Keldeo, and that would be a bummer. That would be one way to kind of ruin my Manaphy plan. There's an Ultra Ball, so I'm just going to hope that, you know, he just Night Spears into Manaphy, and that I get to search for a card. No matter what, I'm going to be down 2 prizes against a fully powered Darkrai with the Dark Claw. And I'm playing a Beartic deck. And you can take a look at that Manaphy there. The reason that Manaphy is on my deck is actually for the Seafaring attack. That's my way to beat Darkrai Hammer decks to get some energy acceleration going there. But alrighty, Night Spears into the Manaphy. Hits the Keldeo for 30. So I'm going to promote my Keldeo and I get to search for any card that I want. So this is a really sweet ability, honestly, and just at the cost of a Manaphy. And I'm trying to decide what in the world do I even want to do here. Now, it seems like the only thing I can really do is grab Scramble Switch, which I do play in this deck as one of my wacky surprises. So I'm going to grab that with my Manaphy, and then bench my Keldeo EX. I run one of those for some rush-in shenanigans against the Hypnotoxic Laser's Poison. So I am going to Scramble Switch, move my 2 energy onto Keldeo EX, and this is the power of Scramble Switch. Honestly, my favorite Ace Spec card is Scramble Switch, And you can see why. I just had nothing in play, and then all of a sudden, boom. Keldeo EX, secret sorting for 90, and I end him down to 4 cards. So, I'm still not in a good position, but I did giant cape my Keldeo. A unicorn with a cape. Yes, that's what's happening here. But, yeah, you know what? I can hit the Darkrai twice for 90 with Secret Sword, even though I only have 2 waters on it. It will do just enough to 2-hit knock out this Darkrai. He gets another one of those annoying lasers. And, man, Darkrai is one tough deck to beat, I gotta say. It's the deck I play against the most online for sure. Lasers are a pain in the butt. So is Darkrai. And it's tough to beat this kind of a deck, man. It really is. But we'll see if old Beartic can pull one out of my hat. That's what I'm going to have to do here. But I did get poisoned. I kind of have to hope that he can't power up Darkrai next turn. Which, you know, that is a possibility. Because he doesn't have any energy on his bench Pokemon. He's going to have to attach one this turn to really have a shot at it. Even if he does attach for the turn. And you can see he also plays Terrakion and Fighting Energy. So this is not a pure Darkrai deck. It is kind of a diluted kind of a thing with some alternate attackers. And boom, alright, I draw a switch. That's a big card to draw. I can switch, get rid of that poison. I can attach to Cubchoo. And then I'll play my N, make his hand smaller again. And I'm going to, you know, rush in anyway and knock out his Darkrai. So might as well play that N before I draw my 2 prizes, get a fresh hand of 6. I put down Ditto, because you never know what Ditto is going to transform into in this deck. There's just all sorts of random Pokemon I could transform into. Lugia being one of them. That's a nice one. And alright, we are going to tie up the game. 4 prizes apiece after that abysmal start. And my opponent is left with no Dark Energy in play on his Darkrai's. Or even on the Sableye. So I'm actually feeling like maybe there's a chance. Maybe Beartic can pull this one off, guys. I don't know, but I'm going to do what I can, you know. I do have a heavily damaged Keldeo EX. All it takes is a Night Spear to knock that out. It has 140 damage on it. Thankfully, that giant cape takes it out of laser range. But there is a laser, speak of the devil. And if he has a Dark Claw, I guess he could knock me out with Sableye, and that would be really annoying. He could Confuse Ray for 30, and then the poison would knock me out. But yeah, that giant cape is at least forcing him to have the Dark Claw and the laser to knock me out. There's a Dark Patch. And man, yeah, I mean, I have a heavily damaged Keldeo EX that's going to be 2 prizes at some point. That Keldeo on the bench has 60 damage, it only has 110 hit points. That's going to be a free prize at one point, and then you got to think he'll be able to take one more prize. And there is the dreaded Dark Claw, and he got the Dark Patch onto his Darkrai. So, things are not looking good. Honestly, this turn I'm going to have to hope to draw a Beartic or an Ultra Ball so that I can use Glacier Drop. I need to evolve into Beartic so I can Colress Machine onto it. And then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go from there, but that's what I need to do. And okay, I top deck a Skyla. So there we go. This can work out. We're going to Skyla for an Ultra Ball if there's one in there. And okay, there's 2 left, so I can grab an Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball for the Beartic, which is a Plasma Pokemon. And I can actually use Glacier Drop this turn for 90 to knock out a Sableye. Now I can do that, or I can Catcher up his Darkrai, drop a Laser, and then Glacier Drop for 90 plus the 30 for Poison and put him in a weird position. But I feel like knocking out the Sableye is probably just better. It takes away a lot of his options. But either way, we're going to go for Beartic. I mean, what else can I do here? And I have the weirdest field in the history of Pokemon. I have a Beartic, a Cubchoo, a Keldeo, and a Ditto. My opponent has to be confused at the very least, and that is the goal of the deck. So I will power up my Beartic here. We get that little bit of energy acceleration thanks to Colress Machine. Get to search for Plasma Energy. I'm just taking a look through what he's gone through. He's gone through a lot of lasers. I think 3 lasers so far. And we're going to Glacier Drop 90 and discard the top card of his deck, which was a Dark Patch, it looked like. So that was a big discard as well. I don't know. It actually takes a lot for Darkrai to knock out a Beartic, believe it or not. It has 130 hit points. And if you attack into it with Night Spear, Powerful Rage does 180 damage because it's 20 times the number of damage counters on Beartic. So if you Night Spear for 90, it's 90 times 2, and that's a one-hit knockout. So you either need to catch her around it until you can soften it up with the 30s from Night Spear, or you need both a Dark Claw and a Hypnotoxic Laser, as you can see Powerful Rage there. Yeah, you need a Dark Claw and a Hypnotoxic Laser to hit 140 damage to knock out this Beartic in one hit. If you don't knock it out in one hit, he's just going to Powerful Rage and take 2 prizes on your Darkrai. Now, first of all, my opponent needs, something in order to attack this turn. He only has 1 Dark in play. He's going to need, like a Dark Patch, Energy Switch, Energy. And then even if he has it, he needs to have a Catcher, or like I said, the Dark Claw and the Laser, which he's played 3 of already. So no matter what it feels like, I might be able to pull something off here. He's going to Ultra Ball, discards a Max Potion and another card I wasn't able to see. I'm really curious to see what my opponent's going to do here, and I'm curious to see if Beartic can actually pull this off. My opponent really only has to take 2 prizes still, so that could just mean like a Catcher, Knockout, Cubchoo, 30 to that Keldeo, and then 1 more Night Spear, 30 to finish off the Keldeo. And then I lose, and I still have to knock out 2 Darkrai's. I've already used my Scramble Switch, so Lugia is not really going to be an option. I don't even play Double Colorless in this deck. I really should, since I run a Mewtwo as well. I run all sorts of stupid things that really should not be in this deck, but hey, why not? I feel like surprise tech cards are really powerful in this format. As you can see, like the laser in my hand, the plus power, the Scramble Switch was huge. All this stuff is huge, and uh-oh, there's a laser. That's not good for Mr. Beartic here. Now we could be in some trouble. He hit his 4th laser. That's not good. If he can Night Spear me this turn, I'm going to be in all sorts of trouble. But looks like he doesn't. He has to pass. And now, let's see. I'm going to catch her up that bench Darkrai with the energy on it. We're going to drop a Hypnotoxic Laser. Now, thanks to his Burbank, he's going to take 30 every turn from that. I'll drop a Plasma on the Ditto, because why not? That can transform into whatever the heck I want. And then I have a Giant Cape. I have to make a decision on where I want to put that, honestly. It might be best served on the Keldeo, since it has 110 hit points, and I can bump it up to 130, which makes it require 30 more from Night Spear to knock it out. But I'm going to Super Rod in the Keldeo EX and 2 Waters. Not sure why I needed to do that, but I did. Then I put down Lugia, but I actually wanted to transform into it. I always forget I need to click the Ditto to transform. Going to play a Chorus Machine, get another Plasma Energy onto that bad boy. And, we got 2 Plasma Energy. That means we have 2 Plasma Gales left. We can pull this off, man. I don't play DC, like I said, so I won't actually be able to attack next turn. But, maybe Beartic can find a way. The math is actually quite nice here, and yes, I will drop the Giant Cape on that Keldeo. I do feel like that's the right play. And we're going to Glacier drop for 90. We'll see, we discarded a Fighting. He's going to take 30 in between turns for the Laser. For Poison. And then if he doesn't get rid of the Poison, it's going to go back into my turn, which means that's 150 back into his turn is 180, which knocks him out from Poison. And, if he doesn't attack me this turn, Beartic will have 90 on it from a Laser. From Poison, and that means I can Powerful Rage for 180, so my opponent is really just kind of stuck. He either has to commit a 3rd energy to this Darkrai and Night Spear, and then he just loses all the energy on it. Or pass and let Beartic run wild next turn. And neither of those are very good options, I must say. So he does drop a Keldeo EX, though, so if he can grab a Dark Patch and an Energy Switch, he can avoid all of this mess. And I'm probably going to be in some trouble. But it looks like he doesn't. So this Darkrai is going to go down. We're going to be tied at 1 prize apiece. I do have a heavily damaged Keldeo back there, but that Giant Cape is going to make it survive a little bit longer. You can see the program is not really equipped to handle Ditto, as my Ditto there has kind of glitched out the plasma energy there. And I'm actually going to end my opponent down to 1 card as he loses his Darkrai. I don't get an energy. I wish I did, but I did not get an energy there. That's a big missed attachment, but I'm going to get 2 prizes, tie the game at 1 prize each. All 4 of his lasers are gone, and he needs 3 energy to attack. He's got a 1-card hand. I think we're actually in pretty good shape, as long as he doesn't top deck a supporter or something like that. And you can just see how some wacky cards can work, and my opponent actually concedes the game to Beartic, and a transformed Ditto, and a normal Keldeo, and a Manaphy. So, okay guys, that is one of the weirdest games I played in a long time. I just wanted to share this with you, and show you guys that you can still be creative with decks, and do well. So, thanks for watching guys, this is Pooka from the Top Cut, not Kurt the Frog. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.